she is not acting as a distraught widow. She is not. So really, what it's really doing not only is checking the motive box, but I mean, she's not very likable, and the emotive actions in the courtroom is not going to her benefit either. If I were her lawyer, I would say tone it down, take notes, look down, stop doing what you're doing, because that's going to be key too. Because especially, I don't know if she's going to get on the stand. I don't know if Baker's coming up. But Baker's going to have a problem on cross-examination too, given all these prior communications. Not a likable character, and that's going to be a very important part of this trial, I think.
Yeah, she's chasing after the money the entire time, and as you said, not really mourning at all the death of this man that she was posting she loved so much. But here's my question for you. We know that it was Baker who did the actual killing, yet this defendant, Monica Sementilli, is charged with murder. How do you get to murder? We also have the conspiracy. We'll get to that in a minute. But how do you get to murder under these circumstances?
Accomplice liability. There's a principal and an accomplice, right? So in most states, they're in addition to the conspiracy. So a conspiracy, when we talk about conspiracies, the agreement. It's an agreement between two people for a particular illegal act, and then there's an overt act. So the agreement itself is the conspiracy. Then the act of murder could be an accomplice liability, meaning that she helped plan it, she helped provide information. It's a little bit more than a conspiracy. So I'd imagine they're going on both those theories, conspiracy and accomplice liability.
All right, so based on that, one of the things that the defense said was that this whole thing, she knew nothing about it beforehand. It was all Baker's idea. But if you can find, maybe it was all his idea, but if you can find some act that she did, like for instance, give him the security codes to the security system in their home, that's enough to make a conspiracy.
Well, it's got to be an agreement, a meaning of the mind, specifically to the act itself, Michael. So, I mean, that's a good example. Why else would you give the code? Why else would you give this man the code to your house? That's something that you could infer the conspiracy, right? But if it's something far more removed and it doesn't have like the inference to get to the conspiracy, it could potentially take her out of the conspiracy. So it's really going to be very fact sensitive. But to my point before, I mean, she is not a credible, likable character in the courtroom. And if you're asking the jury to kind of eliminate some of these inferences and find her that she's outside accomplice or outside the conspiracy, you want to try to get them to like her. And that's not going to be happening on these facts.